Well, welcome back. Welcome back to another Let's Get Real episode, okay? I did this the first time when we talked about stop strategy jumping, and that resonated with so many of you guys out there, especially in the trading sector, that you realized upon me talking about it that that is exactly what you were doing. You were strategy jumping. You were looking for some kind of holy grail instead of willing to put in the hard work and to sit down and really assess what it was you were trading and how you were trading it. Firstly, I want to address everyone who come out, commented, liked, spoke to me about it, reached out, talked about how they changed their method, talked about how they were going about their trading from here and that it was just kind of a slap in the face and a wake-up call. Thank you. It meant a lot. It's nice to know that the value I was trying to put out there was received to so many of you, even TradingView. Big thanks to you guys. You guys went out and you shared it on your weekly digest as a headliner there. And we had heaps of new people come in and discover who we are and discover what we do. And all round, that was just great effort from everyone. And to everyone who give it a like, give it a comment, really do say thank you, which is what led me to doing another episode, okay? Now, I sat down and I had to think, why did that video do so well? What was it that resonated with so many people to make that video be so successful in the amount of feedback we received, in the amount of people that were just reaching out and being like, oh my God, you just saved me from this forever ending cycle? And it was upon the realization that none of the rest of the market, they don't address this, right? When you get your influencers, your course sellers, even some of the firms out there, the value that they bring is a lot of people don't address the reality, which is why I've called this Let's Get Real, because it's the reality and the weight and the discipline that is required to become a professional and long-term successful trader. And it does take a lot of effort, and there's a lot of moving parts that you don't hear about because everyone displays the reward, the money, the financial side of things, achieving that greatness, having that time freedom to go on holiday whenever you want and work from wherever you are. Yes, that does come, but you've got to do a lot to get to that stage. And a lot of the market out there doesn't show you that side, either because they haven't done it or because it doesn't sell. The beauty in what we do is we deal with more professional-based traders. We deal with more realistic traders. So we're able to produce content like this and actually resonate with you in that half, because we're not chatting to new beginner traders. We're not chatting to people who have no idea what trading is. We are chatting to people who are experienced, who understand a bit about trading, and we can help them get to that next level in that sense, right? So today I wanted to touch on a different topic, and that is on the fear of losing, how to battle the fear of losing, what is the fear of losing, and how does it actually affect your trading. I'm really comfortable and confident chatting about this because it was an issue I had for quite some time in trading. It really hindered my growth potential, really hindered my results, and sometimes got me really frustrated to the point I just kind of wanted to drop everything and quit because I just couldn't get past it. And the fear of losing was massive in that. And it actually related to something really outside of trading. But what I'm going to do today is talk about how I battled it, how you can battle it, how to address it appropriately, and then how we can move forward from that point on in doing that. So the first step in really assessing what needs to be done to break this horrible fear, these horrible chains that keep you tied down in trading, or even in life, not just in trading, but to get to that next level. It's very simple. Is we need to understand what it is we're actually scared of. What is it that we're scared of? What are we scared of? I was scared of losing money in a trade. Why was I scared of losing money in a trade? Well, because for ages I built up my trading account. I had built it up from scratch, from nothing. I had managed to build it up into this nice dollar value. I had left my previous job. I had convinced everyone around me that this was it. I was going to be able to do this. And I gave myself this exponential amount of self-pressure by doing all of that when I come down to trading, I was like, I can't fail. Everyone around me is going to think I'm a massive failure, a fraud. I can't fail at this trading thing. I put so much time and effort. Have I just wasted all these years if I fail at this trading? And that constantly weighed on my shoulders, constantly weighed on me. So every time I was making a decision based on fear, I had reasoning behind it. And that might resonate with you. It may not, but it was just this overwhelming weight on my shoulders. Like I was squatting every time I would try and trade to get out of that position with a win and nothing else, because I couldn't afford to lose. And it is just detrimental to your trading ability. And sometimes this might happen in life. Maybe you're too scared to leave your safe job to chase what it is you really want, or you're a little scared of leaving that relationship you're in because you don't know what else is next. It's safe, it's certain in these places, and it happens so many times. But all of this builds up from a fear of losing or a fear of being out of control. And today I'm going to teach you how to address that. Okay, so step one is understand exactly what you are scared of. What is it that is driving this fear within you? What is it that we can do to address and to understand why it is you're so terrified of losing? The next step, once we realize what it is that we're actually scared of, is understanding that we see the full picture, understanding that we can take a step back and we can see what it is we're attempting to do, where it is we're trying to get, what risks we have to take to get there, and what the end goal looks like and what the bad side looks like, right? We need to understand the full grasp of the situation and what we're in. And to do that, I'm going to share a little personal story of mine. I took on a job very early in my trading career at a mailing factory, very, very low casual job, worked in a factory, kind of working on machines, doing the odd job 8 hours a day, okay? And this job, when I took it, I said to myself, I'll give myself 4 or 5 months. It'll be able for me to save up X amount for my trading account, and then I'm going to go and trade that account. Okay, so I had this money coming in. This was my goal. This was how I was going to get my account funded to the level I wanted to get it funded to, and that was the process I was going to take. I found myself in that job about 1.5 years later with the money in the trading account, plus a lot more, just working the job. And I had no intention of leaving. I didn't want to leave. I felt safe and secure with this money coming in that I didn't need to take that risk. I didn't want to take that risk because the downside of taking that risk was too great. That was all I could concentrate on. If I leave this job and go into trading and trading fails, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And that just weighed on me. I had no intention of leaving or losing that job. And to be honest, if I didn't do what happens next, I probably would still be there. There's a solid chance I would still be there. About 1.5 years into working at this job, they merged with another business and they moved to the other side of the city, which was a very long drive. Okay, it was about 1.5 hour drive from where I lived to get there. And when they told me they were moving to this other factory, this other place, they offered me the same position and the same amount of money and stuff like that. And I had to think about it. And that was my driving force to officially say no. That was the moment I went, sorry, I'm not doing that. I'm not driving that far for that amount of money. It's time for me to start taking my trading more serious. It's time for me to finally take that leap that I wanted to do 1 year prior. But the thing is, I got stuck and I didn't take that leap. And the reason I didn't take that leap is because I was scared of losing. I was scared of losing the job. I was scared of losing the income. I was scared of losing the support around me. My friends, what are they going to think if I go completely bankrupt from trading? All these different things. What this fears held me down. And then I was lucky that the business moved and all the doors kind of just opened in the same direction in order for me to just finally make that leap, to finally take that step forward. And the point that I'm getting with this is it's necessary for you to lose in order to gain. Okay, I would not be where I am in my career, especially the consistency I can get on a trading count, if I was still in that job. That is a guarantee. If I was still in that job, I probably wouldn't even be trading today. I had to have that loss in order to gain where I really wanted to gain. And this can relate in so many different ways in your professional life, in your romantic life. Maybe you've had a partner in the past, but now you're with a new partner that you absolutely love. Okay, you would not of being with this new partner unless you had that previous loss in order to gain. This goes whether you're professional, whether it's in trading, whether it's emotional, whether it's social, wherever it might be in life. Sometimes you need to lose in order to gain, okay? And that's the point, because a lot of people feel like you have to gain before you lose. You have to gain so you can factor in the loss. It's not true. It's not true. Sometimes you just got to take that leap prior to everything else coming down, okay? Very simple one that I want you to do before you make every single decision, okay? If you're making a decision, right, or about to make a decision, okay, or avoiding making a decision, whatever it might be, them decisive points, and you're thinking about what you may lose, start thinking about what you may lose if you do that, okay? What are you going to lose from letting it go? Are you losing more? Are you losing more by moving that stop to break even than what you are as if you leave it to breathe? That right there, the question you need to ask yourself every single time you're about to make a decision based off of fear. So now we understand the full picture, we understand where we're at, we understand why we're making the decisions we make. How do we start battling it? And how do we actually use it as motivation to get further in our career? And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, especially in trading. Now, this was a great little exercise done by Emily Birkin. She was a Forbes writer and she's written many books before, okay? And she talks about actually using the fear of a loss as a motivator to do better. And how are we going to do that? Well, she suggests in her, it wasn't really related to trading, okay, but I'm going to pull it into the trading sector, is you put a large calendar on your wall, and every time you do something good, go for a run, eat a good breakfast, do some exercise, whatever it might be, you put a gold star on the calendar. Okay, and you do that every single day that you do something as the calendar flows on. And what you'll notice is your fear of losing will actually push you to ensure you put a gold star on that calendar every single day. So your fear of losing will make you go for that run because you don't want to see that blank disappointment by not having that gold star on the chart. Same concept runs with trading, okay? Let's put a gold star, for example, in your trading journal every time you have risked correctly and not made a decision based off of fear. Every time you've done a perfect trade, you haven't moved a stop, you haven't taken out half the trade because you're scared, whatever it might be, give that trade a little gold star. And as you consecutively achieve those greater results, you will not want to make your decision different because you won't get that little gold star. And the fear and the disappointment you'll feel when you don't achieve that gold star will make all the difference in your trading. Give that a go. That is a great little exercise that I recommend to a lot of traders on the dailies. Give yourself a little gold star every time you do the perfect trade. You trade your strategy correctly, you've done it properly, and you've not allowed emotion and fear to change the way that your analysis has gone on the chart. Give that a try. The next step, number 4, is a bit of a confronting one. We have to start addressing our intentions and our end goal. A lot of traders have been in trading for a very long time and their goals are pretty set in stone. And you have to ask yourself whether the goals you set 2-3 years ago, are they still your goals because you've dedicated so much time to it? Or is that still really what you want? Is that really what you want that you're willing to work really hard for? That right there is something you need to ask yourself. Sometimes you get frustrated, sometimes we get discouraged. Yes, it happens, especially in trading. It happens a lot. But those end goals, is it something you really want? That freedom, that money, that whatever it might bring you, is it something you really, really want? And if it is, it's time to start addressing that losing is going to happen and it's okay to fail. It is okay to fail. I actually probably prefer if you fail a few times because it just gives you that extra kick of motivation. It gives you all this data to be able to reanalyze and go again. And it gives you that fighting spirit to never give up. It is okay to fail. Address your long-term goals. Are they still the same as when you started? The last point I want to touch on in beating the fear of losing is essentially perception. The perception of what losing is and how we can fact it, okay? What impacts us, how we think when we deal with loss, how our outlook on life is when it comes down to loss. This is quite an interesting topic because there's really 2 different ways. Everything in life, and I mean everything in life, okay, not talking about trading, everything in life, at some point, loss is inevitable. It will happen. We don't live forever, right? Relationships don't always last forever. Nothing lasts forever. Okay, we don't. It's something you got to come to terms with quite early on as being a human, is nothing lasts forever. Everyone knows their age. We have a deadline. Okay, everything in life has a deadline some point or other. And there's two different ways to look at this. We can look on one side and go, that's what makes life beautiful, is every moment, every friendship, every job, it's so precious because it won't last forever. And you got to absorb these areas. And sometimes when you lose, understand that's part of life and look for the next opportunity. Positive mindset, right? And then there's the other side where you kind of get numb and you just go, everything's pointless. If nothing lasts forever, what's the point? Both have a lot of meaning behind them, both very true. However, one will lead to failure over and over again, and the other will lead to passion, happiness, and success. Now, I don't reckon I need to tell you which one's which. If we have a everything is precious mindset, every time we lose, we'll have the attitude to look back, figure out why we lost, and improve. Go to the next, go to the letter. What do we learn from it? Go again. If we lose with the negative mindset, then we just lose and we go, oh yeah, that was inevitable. What did you learn from that? Where do we go from here? You just can't shut yourself down. Guess what? You'll go do the next trade, you do the same again, do the next trade, do the same again. You'll never learn from your losses. You'll never understand why you're losing, because you just sit there with a negative attitude that's going to force you to be a lazy trader and not push to that next level. You've got to be looking to learn. You've got to be looking to progress after each step like that. Okay? I want to leave you with one little thing, is everyone in life at some point has dealt with a loss. You, me, wherever it was in life, whether you've lost family members, whether you've lost relationships, whether you've lost houses, financially, jobs, whatever it might be, at some point over your life, you've lost something. And some of you might resonate bigger than that. You might be thinking of a spot right now and getting quite emotional, thinking, yeah, I remember this time I lost that. Well, guess what? You're still standing here. You're here trading the financial markets. Would you think you'd be here when that loss was going on? No, probably not. Life goes on. We progress, we move, but only with positivity and only with the right outlook and the right process to understanding our emotions on a deeper level to achieve those results on charts, to achieve those trading results. We have to address the 4 things I've pointed out today. Why or what are you scared of losing? Okay. Are you losing more by not doing what you need to do? Okay. By not leaving that job. I don't recommend you go leave your job, but you know what I'm trying to say. By not leaving that job, by not risking more on that trade, are you losing less or are you losing more? By taking off half that position, are you hurting your gains or are you protecting yourself? These are fine margins, and it all comes down to decision making. If your strategy says leave it there, leave it there. It doesn't matter the way this ends up. You will rise again, and you will proceed, and you will achieve, because it's human spirit. We get knocked down, what do? We get up. You get knocked down again, what do? We get up. And that's the mindset we have to have in trading. We're going to get knocked down a lot. So get good at getting back up. If you get good at getting back up, guess what? That loss isn't going to hurt. You're going to cop that loss and you're going to go, it's fine. I stood back up. And you can progress and you can keep improving. I hope that resonated with some of you. It was a bit deep, a bit meaningful, and a bit real, something you don't usually see out there before. But it's something I wanted to address because so many people ask about it and so many people battle it. And I want to share my experience with getting it and kind of the steps you can take to get through that decision making, because the fear of losing doesn't come into trading. It's somewhere else. It's somewhere else that emotional impact comes back from the result of not achieving. That's where the fear of losing comes from. So I want you all to take away what you need to take away from this video. Sit back, have a think. Will these steps help you? Do you have a fear of losing? And start planning to get up and just constantly get back up. As always, have a fantastic trading week, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks.